We're live. We're live. You gotta comment. Tell me you're here. And I gotta bring up that Fandom Menace article. I want to check something else here. This is my first solo live stream. All right. All right, Mr. Pete needs 700 subs. Oh, and by the way, I got to get my hello, Techno639. A madman in his house. You didn't expect this. You expected some basement or something. Well, some people did. 2nd Street Marvel. I could send you the link right now, brother. I'm new to this. You want on? Oh, I'm sorry. I should read first. I wish I could stay and hang. Hey, there'll be many times in the future if I get this right. I wanted to talk to you actually about the Fandom Alliance Network. I know you were talking about a group with Den of the Nerds, I think. I reached out to Peyton Place. It's time for Fandom to form an alliance, a network of good fandom channels. Snowdub, you want on? I could bring you on. I got the link. I'll send it to you. Let me see. Shit just got real. Madman is live. I got plans too. All right. I don't know how long I'm staying on here. This is more just a test. Should I send one to that anus? Maybe I'll send it to him too. Who else should I send it to? I'll send it to 2nd Street too, just in case he wants to pop in real quick. All right. Oh, Techno639. Hey, there'll be other times. Yes, a mad stream. I got to live up to the name. Is it very odd to see a crazy man on the internet sitting in his living room or his dining room with a mask of madness on? Okay, well, we'll have other times. Again, this is just a test. Mr. Pete says, oh, yeah, I'll try to respond if you have a question. But Mr. Pete channel needs 700 subs. Disney is the true enemy. Don't forget. I think he's taking a little Fandom Menace stance there. And I have to say, Disney's not the only enemy. The menace to fandom is too. Can we talk about the hypocrites watching the rise of Skywalker after they complained about it? That's why I wanted to bring up that article about that dropped recently. I think it is going to get record numbers. I don't think anyone's sticking to their guns. I'm still not good at this. Hybrid 95. What's up, Hybrid 95? Yes, I really think everyone that internet polls, how reliable they are. Everyone that says, let me see if I could get a better angle here. All right. Everyone that says they're not going to go see it is probably going to go see it. That's what I think. And I don't fault you for seeing it, but if all you do is complain about it, what's the point? Smacked by the Mac. Mac is for music or movies and cinema. Sorry, Mac. I would like to work with Smack by the Mac, but he kind of scares me. Honestly, he's pretty intense. You know what, Mac, I love you, man, but I have some words of wisdom for the future. If you want to collab in the future, you gotta keep the intensity, but the language down a little bit because we'll get demonetized right away. I'm not against people making money at all. All right, well, let me bring up that article. I should get my gloves off. Gloves are off. Okay, what was that article? Oh, I might have to check out some Twitter to get it. The Fandom Menace. Hey, Christy. Yeah, we should work together soon, too. Terrell Chapman. Facts and some YouTubers don't hide. All right. The Fandom Menace. Or what is it? I should have brought this stuff up before I went live. The boycott has failed. Let me see if that brings it up. Yes, CBR.com. Let's read some articles. Rise of Skywalker pre-sales pre-sales record proves fan boycott was an empty threat. I think it was for a lot of people. Okay, smacked by the Mac. For sure, I'm in a trial and error process. I've been on YouTube for years, and I'm still in that. I'm still in that phase, trial and error, as you can see here. I'm testing this out because I don't know. Star Wars only tomorrow. No, we're recording tomorrow, and then Thursday, he's going to release his video. I got to see how many people are watching this. Probably not that many. 12! Oh, no! Spread the word. Okay, John Talks, Odin, and Film Gob are live. I know because I'm subscribed to all of them. Smash the hell out of that like button for live streams with the Madman or Fan Live. All right. What? Tell me, give me some topics because this is just going live to test it. Can you all hear me well? Am I too loud? I got a new earbuds with a mic. I'm not sure how it's sounding. I really should have looked up some topics before this. Well, I'll get back to the article because I think it's interesting. People online have been declaring Star Wars dead ever since The Last Jedi grossed more than $1.3 billion. Many people insisted that Disney has abandoned the true fans of the series, choosing instead to focus on the needs of those less interested in Star Wars as a brand and more interested in Star Wars as a vehicle, used to appeal to a different demographic when they referred to as social justice warriors and fake fans. Well, I'm not reading this whole thing. I actually think it's a good article. I want to get to the boycott part because you know how I am about boycotts. I made this article too, not by name, but they pointed at one of my videos. Oh, someone thumbs it down. Who smashed the thumbs down? It's probably Angus. Oh. Let me get back to the chat. All right. Joshua Tika, shout out to the Taco Cat. All right. Lousy Disney, Jacob Denton, won't let them show classic Fox films. D-Car, hey D-Car. Thanks for tuning in. I do have to test how to bring people on because I don't know how to do that yet. Snoke's Spinal Tap. Awesome. I haven't seen you in a while, Snoke. Spinal Tap, thanks for joining. You're laughing at my ability to stream. Disney is censoring the classics like it never tested. Okay. Well, that's why my plan is my wife, just so you know, my wife says, I don't want to bail you out of jail on Thursday. I'm going to a classic theater to see Terminator, and I'm going to try to talk to people. Chubby Teddy, Monster Productions. Yes, I'm trying. Shit got real when the madman goes live. Wife? Yes, I do have a wife. You can't tell by my shenanigans here, but I'm not in some basement, am I? Look at that. I honestly think I helped the Fandom Menace Volume 1, and I knew what it would do. And I actually have another video planned about the Fandom Menace and Comicsgate about how they like to flex and buy their own shit. But if you really want to be revolutionary, create some change, then you got to appeal to new people. They're not reaching new people. They're in their bubble. And if they keep this bubble the way it is over the years, it's just going to get smaller. Dead poop. Like Jeremy, I'm not in no pool house. I don't have a pool house. Dining room video. That's where my computer is. I have a laptop too that I might try in the future so I could film up in my studio. Uh-oh. Oh no, I don't know if I should bring him on. Angus is here. All right, let's see if I could do this. Angus, are you there?
Hey, yeah, I literally just got out of plumber class, so I'm driving to go grab a quick burger before I head home. Let me put myself back on mute, and once that's how long do you plan on going? I just saw this on my
this is just testing for I gotta try harder. You actually put me up to this. If I complain about everything, then I gotta try to do better.
Yeah. I love this. This is awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know what you've been talking about or what we will talk about, but I was actually just thinking about inviting you tomorrow. I don't know if you'd be on, but yeah, let me mute myself and get a quick bite to eat, and then I'll sit in the parking lot.
Are you muting to get an Angus burger? Is that what's happening here?
No, that's what we call the wife during fun time.
Oh, okay. All right. Mute. All right. Thanks for stopping in. All right. He's muted. Anyone else want to try? All right. Let me see. B catalog, record, and films. What about the Fandom Alliance? Yeah, you've missed a little bit, B record. I miss you, brother. I got to check out your channel, see if you got more vinyl record reviews. I was getting back into collecting vinyl records for a while, and I still am interested. There's still only 12 people watching, maybe because I'm so new to this. All right, let me see. Hey, Wished Upon a Vlog. How's it going? You could join anytime if you want. I don't know if you like this type of YouTubing. Oh, I should send her the link just in case. I don't know if she'd want to or not, though. You have to have Streamlabs. this is the type of thing that I want to do on this channel, is just people popping in and out. If you want to show your channel, go ahead. I don't really show mine, but go right ahead. I don't care. Let me see here. See what picture Angus left for us. They love dining rooms. Okay. Smacked by the Mac. If you want to join in the future, you got to follow me on Twitter because it's the easiest way. We have to follow each other, and then I can send you links privately. I'm going to check out some more of your stuff. Max gave me a wrench. What should I talk about? What did I miss? Because I was out doing a few things. I missed What's Happening Movie Talk on YouTube. The IKEA corner setup. Yeah, I don't have the Ryan Kinnell, Mr. EU Muscle set up for my dining room. I might do something. I wanted to do the Man Cave of Madness with all my masks, the collectibles I have left, and my Steelbook collection, which I still got to show. I'm authentic. A guy in a mask is authentic. Yeah, I can make you the moderator, Snowdub. You're all, please. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know how to do that. I think you have to join first. Oh, D&D walked out. That's right. Jacob Denton, Strom are in these little theaters so they will show these poor people go see their lousy Star Wars and not go classic films that we actually enjoy. These classic films are helping keep the historical theaters alive. Okay. Mr. Pete, gotta go. I'm gonna lose my 12th viewer. All right, later, Mr. Pete. Hey, why don't you know he wants 700 subs. Why don't you give him a little help along the way, his way out, and sub to him? See what he's got. You're asking for subs, Mr. Pete. Do you got something to back it up? I haven't checked out your channel in a while. I will. Click on my icon to chat. And the option will come up to make me a moderator. Okay. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. All right. Oh, you at least taught me something there. I'm still trying to figure out this. All right.
Max, go.
You left, Angus. Sorry. You're starting a channel. Joshua Tika is starting a channel. So go sub to him. And then when he. All right.
Sorry about that. I was gonna say, I got a little line I'm waiting on drive through, but go on the actual YouTube channel, like to watch your stream. Have it muted, but click on one of there's like, when you look at the chat, there's little buttons on the side of each person's comment, so you can time them out, you can delete the message, you can mod them, etc.
All right. Snowdub, you're a moderator now. Thanks. I learned something today. What the heck happened to my camera? Am I crazy live as I am on my videos?
Well, I think you're a little disoriented, just this being a new thing for you. So not feeling the madness yet, but I'm liking it all. I'm liking it still.
Yeah, I didn't really have any topics planned. I just wanted to see if everything worked. My webcam. Yeah.
Oh, if Smack Brother Mac's still in the chat, I said it when when I was scrolling through his channel because I found him in your comments. Don't quite agree with everything he says, or there's, I would say, like his main focus. I'm like, it's not really my concern, I would say. But I like his enthusiasm, and I love the name Butt Cheeks and Lamers. I love potty humor. So when I see that, it hits like my fart joke funny bone.
All right. Well, we'll have to get you both on at the same time in the future. See how that goes.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna order some and mute myself.
All right. Okay. This is how. Okay. This makes it a little easier for me to read comments. I'm hiding behind them. All right. Well, Smacked by the Mac. I still don't know. You'll have to send me what your Twitter is. All right. The Shining, a Fox horror film. I'm not sure about if that's Fox. I do know Alien and Predator. Be sure to watch Star Wars Only this Thursday for sure, because there's a lot to talk about in Star Wars. D&D leaving? I didn't think it would be that. Here's what I think about D&D leaving. I thought it could happen, but I didn't think it would happen like that. It's very interesting that they go public with the D&D leaving, and they did do it right when the Mandalorian trailer dropped for a reason. Whenever they do some bad news, they like to release some good news right at the same time. So that was definitely planned, but it's very interesting that they comment about that, but there's no official comment on Rian Johnson. Here's what I really think is going to happen, which could not going to happen, but could happen, which I'm scared of. Is that Rian Johnson's trilogy wasn't going to happen, but Disney is getting so desperate with the state of the Star Wars movies that they might go back to Rian. Especially, I don't see Knives Out making a lot of money. All right, Jacob Denton. D&D leaving. Okay, Joshua Tika. D&D leaving Star Wars only made Game of Thrones for nothing and unfulfilled. I agree. Let me highlight it. Okay, I think them starting to move over to Star Wars for a new opportunity absolutely ruined the end of Game of Thrones, and it was all for nothing. I think they were trying to work at two things at the same time and not doing anything right. Jacob Denton. I can't stand the new Star Wars now. They're making it so we have to see the new... Oh, I did this already. All right, let me give something else. I'm still learning. True. How are you going to get rid of D&D and keep Rian? Say what you want. D&D gave us Battle of the Bastards. Yes, that was an awesome episode. All right. I'd rather go see Die Hard than go see the new Star Wars film this year, the Christmas movie I actually like. Yes, that's a shame. Of course, they're gonna let the amusement park theaters show them, though. They'll definitely do that. They have contracts with them, but the small theaters, the historic theaters, are going to struggle. That's part of what I want to talk about on Thursday when I go see Terminator Dark Fate. I also want to ask people. I honestly do not know how the hell it's going to go. I don't know if anyone's going to talk to me to see what they feel about Disney vaulting classic films. And they're only letting their friends show it. All right, Smacked by the Mac. The Shining is my favorite. I have to go back and watch that one. I haven't watched it in a long time, so I would like to revisit that one. Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. Hey, Max, remember the video you did where you had the picture of Rian Johnson and you wanted to break his camera? Too funny. Yes. Have I forgiven Rian Johnson? I don't know, but I still would want to smash the hell out of his camera. That's for sure. Definitely. Since Angus is here, let me figure out how to kick people. Woo! Bye, Angus. All right. You don't have to worry. The Shining is a Warner Brothers movie, not a Fox movie. Good. All right. But let's hope. You know what? The Joker is important for more than one reason. Let me see if I can. Is that a little bit better? Okay. The Joker is important because that's Warner Brothers, and they were struggling before this. So anything that helps Warner Brothers is important. D&D is the lesser evil compared to Ruin Johnson. It sucks that they should have stuck with fixing the Game of Thrones instead of rushing the project. I think D&D would have got a good start, and then they could have moved someone else on the project to give it a strong finish of whatever project they wanted to do. Rian Johnson, can you imagine if they gave him Game of Thrones? Chubby Teddy Monster Productions. You think Disney will do anything with Alien or Predator? Yes, they reboot, rehash, reskin. I know people don't not necessarily like that, but they redo everything. And I have a theory about that. It's because of the public domain laws. And after so many years, properties are supposed to go in the public domain. There's another reasons that they remake every single thing they own. I think they're challenging public domain laws to say, you know what? They shouldn't go back into the public domain because there's still ways we can use it. I think that's the point they're trying to prove with all these reboots and rehashes, because they're rebooting stuff that no one wants. What else did they do? Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Name some other ones they're doing. Terminator Woke Fate. Oh, great. The Danny actress is miscasted, though the Colombian actress is very unique. Okay. I'm trying to go in with an open mind. I haven't read any reviews. I'm hoping to get some patrons reviewing too that go to the theater. Don't get me wrong, I hate The Last Jedi, but I'm actually intrigued about Rian Johnson's new movie. It's called Knives Out. I would go see it if I didn't think it gave, if there's any chance that going to see it, help him get back onto his trilogy, get some traction, which I don't think is going to happen. That's why I won't see it. Maybe I'll rent it. Redbox. Knives Out at the Redbox. I don't want to give him any chance to get back into Star Wars. I'm not against him doing Rian Johnson subverting expectations in his own films. I'm just against it in franchise films. Woke Fate makes Terminator Salvation look interesting to watch, and I liked Salvation. Well, we'll see. I'm going to be honest. I'm actually not that hard on movies. I like a lot of movies. That just tells you why The Last Jedi was so detrimental to me. My wife is still seeing it. I'm not. Terrell Chapman. I felt it was more than a Star Wars opportunity. They were probably tired of doing Game of Thrones for how many years? They went the JJ route. JJ makes a lot of money. So does everyone he's associated with. And he's a starter, not a finisher. We'll see what he does. I mean, I'm not going to see what he does with The Rise of Skywalker. but he's notorious. They did the JJ plan: start something, get out, and not. Well, they tried to finish it. They should have handed it off to someone else. That's if they wanted to do something else. If they wanted to do Star Wars, they should have let someone else finish it. Terrell Chapman, D&D. Joshua Teague has responded to Terrell. D&D should have let some diehard fan writer handle the finale when their creativity tired of doing their infamous work of theirs. All right. Oh, The Watchmen. That Watchmen is an example of a product so unnecessarily greenlit, but I'll give Regina King credit for doing what she's doing. Professional. I have no idea what's happening with The Watchmen. I don't have HBO anymore. So it does nothing I saw looked great to me. I want if a property has something that's good to begin with, I'm not against a different take. So, but we'll see. Oh yes, D-Car. That is one I definitely want to see. Matt Damon, and this is why I'm not good live, but I space a lot. Christian Bale, Ford versus Ferrari, looks amazing. And I don't think you're going to get the quality of those Fox Spotlight movies once Disney's in charge. Because if it's not a moneymaker, Disney doesn't want it. Fox Searchlight is great, was great for the industry. So I saw it too, and I yelled boo when the Knives Out trailer came on, and people laughed out loud. That's good. My wife wants to see that. I did not see that yet. I watched Brightburn today. We rented Brightburn from the Red Box. I liked a lot of it. It was really good. I'm not a huge fan of James Gunn. I think he's very talented. Here's my issue with James Gunn. That wasn't his past. You shouldn't condemn and cancel people forever. But then if you're going to be attacking other people, you deserve what you get. And I don't think he did that well with Guardians 2. I don't think he didn't create Guardians of the Galaxy. He had a great take on it, but I don't think it should be stuck to that director. That's my problem with all these directors latching on the franchise films. They act like they created the shit. They had a great take on an existing property. It doesn't belong to you, Ryan. It doesn't belong to you, James Gunn. All right. Terrell Chapman. I get what you're saying, but they signed it up and they said they would do it and have to finish it. Plus, you got to realize they did a lot of Martin's book that was not meant for TV. Christian Garcia. I saw Terminator Dark Fate last Saturday. I suspect it will be divisive like The Last Jedi. Interesting. What's interesting about Terminator is they've gone back and erased this Dark Fate as they've tried to ignore the sequels. What if this ever happened to Star Wars in the future? We go back to the end of the Return of the Jedi and try to ignore the sequels. It's not impossible. Would Disney actually do that? Maybe 10, 20 years down the line, but then there's going to be no one left. It would have to be animated or some other. It'd have to be new actors. So it's possible. So what was it, Max, that really made you question the Fandom Menace? Well, I'm not going to talk about the reviews, but all that exposed junk, the actual Star Wars celebration, and how Jeremy treats other YouTubers like Blind Wave, their reaction crew. They don't have to deal with this shit. They're not into this. That's not the type of content they make. He attacks them, and they had a private conversation on their own Discord or Twitter or something. I'm not getting too much more into that. There's just so much about them. I really think they're a menace. I think the name is accurate. Very accurate. I want to bring the fan back. I'm not talking about fanboy either, because I think fanboy is another problem, being a fanboy to a property without, no matter what, Disney Stockholm Syndrome. That's another issue. You're not going to get better if you just show up. All the yelling that happened after The Last Jedi, I really think 90% are still going to go. I have no way to know for sure or anything. It's just my guess. I think 90% of the people that complain are going to end up buying their tickets. The con of cons let these big companies get away with exploiting the fandom. All right. Techno639. I'm back. What did I miss? Not much. We're just hashing it out. Froylan Batista. So many good writers, and they hire writers that don't understand the lore. Yeah, you're right. They're just people wanting a job, looking for a big payday, looking for a name for themselves. I'm a fan of Star Wars. I'm a fan of this and that. It's because it's a great bullet point on a resume. That's why. Joshua Tika. I know the later seasons are not book sourced. Yes, I don't think they were ready to film. I think they, just like Star Wars, the sequel trilogy, they just started filming without probably getting rewrites every night. Thanks, Snowdub. Excellent moderator. Yeah. If you want to join Fan Live or this Madman Live in the future, that's where you need to go. Follow me. We have to follow each other, and I'll send you a link. There is no super chats on my channel. Yes, thanks, Chubby Teddy. Guardians of the Galaxy and Gun. I think he's very talented. The whole thing, I'm good at predicting stuff. I said right away that his firing was a PR stunt by Disney. They ripped off the Band-Aid quick so they just could rehire him later. I called that a mile away. I'm going for 37 minutes. I don't want us to end up like that Star Wars cringe girl stream, especially because I'm on my own here. Is Angus back? Oh, you're back.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot to.
Awesome.
I'm very new to this. I'm all over the place. I don't pay attention to everything. I don't know how long you were sitting there.
Yeah, no, it was fine. I finished my burgers and I'm on the road back home, but it's nice, smooth sailing.
All right, cool.
I wanted to get your further opinion on Brightburn because I really loved it. I just thought there was like a narrative thread that they just dropped and ignored it, and I don't know.
Should we say spoilers? Should we say spoilers?
If you want to get in that, I was trying to kind of talk around it.
Well, we could say spoilers. If you haven't seen Brightburn, you might want to tune out for a few minutes. What plot point are you talking about?
Okay, so one of the problems I had with the movie, as far as what made me knock my score down to a 7, was, and I'm trying to recall because it's been a while since I've seen it, but
sure.
Okay, so there's a question of is he intrinsically evil, or our perception of evil, is he programmed? Because the ship, as opposed to I found the ship and I learned the contents of the ship like Superman, it's it sets him off, it triggers something like a sleeper cell or something. It's his programming. Yeah. But then there's moments where it's clear free will, it seems. So they're very. Maybe that's because they want to kind of gauge reception about how they go forward with the trilogy or something. But
are they planning a trilogy?
I would assume so, because they set it up in the end for a sequel.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that was the intention or not. and just extra stuff at the end. I would love it.
I don't know if that was poor writing or if it was intentional, like Venom, where they kind of kept him in the middle. Where is he good? Is he bad? Or to fudge. I think it's pretty clear he's bad. But the main narrative thread, aside from that kind of mishandling with is he programmed or is it choice, was the love interest. I think the movie's very aware of sexuality. It's kind of like X-Men, where it's like this is kind of happening in his prepubescence. He's kind of getting attracted to a girl and stuff, and he reacts, aggressively and angrily and stuff off of some of that. And he has odd, like the whole odd interaction with his dad in the woods when they're hunting, talking about sexuality. And they just that's a great, he kills the mom because of her involvement with that potential, tryst or whatever.
Yeah.
And then they besides showing the dead mom, they never show her again, or especially I just think it's undeveloped. So they just this is a good way to kind of motivate his thought process, because he's a kid and he's got all this power. I don't know, that's the main reason I knocked it down to a 7. But I really loved it. It was a $7 million budget, so I think they blew it out of the park. I this and the Joker show you how you don't need a lot of money to make a good hit.
Oh, this is the way you compete against Disney. You can't go beat them for budget, big box office. This is how you win. You had an excellent point there. I think they kind of left it more open-ended in case they do a sequel and to kind of question it. I like that it was not explored that much, because I hope they do make a sequel. I would love to see it. The scenes were gruesome, though.
Yeah, one point I forgot was Grace Randolph refused to review it, and my review I talked about, I give her the benefit of the doubt, but I did more digging while I was writing my review, and she said, how people, they think there's the side in the world that thinks violent video games makes school shooters. She had that same kind of reasoning in her responses. People are like, well, you're not going to review this movie? It's, a James Gunn produced movie. She's like, no, it's a question of safety. So it's like,
what?
Oh,
I usually like Grace too.
An equal number of men and women, or roughly equal, get, harmed or brutalized in a fiction movie about a bad Superman character who is, an iconic fake character. And you're worried about safety, or if you review it, you're giving light to I'm assuming her idea is shedding light on a character that abuses women or something. It's like he's a bad Superman. It's like that just pissed me off. Just like when I was in one of the first guys that kind of kept me into film criticism. He was a big SJW before I ever knew about this stuff, and he always talked about Anakin in episode 2 being rapey. I'm like, you realize he becomes space Hitler, right?
Right.
It's not a big deal that, before genocide, he's kind of rapey. That kind of suits where he's going.
Excellent points. I'm pretty disappointed to hear that about Grace Randolph. I have news for her. Real children don't have superpowers, so I don't know where she's going with that. I mean, what are you going to do? Lock away their superpowers? I don't get that. I mean, maybe if it was about gun violence with kids, still, it's a movie. I don't know. That's disappointing that she said that. She refused to review it. Wow.
Yeah. Sad.
No, I really think you should have, anyone that's watching, that's still watching, even though we're in the spoilers, give it a red box rental for sure. Especially this time of year, horror films.
Yeah. One thing I want to add for anyone that has been on the fence or indecisive about seeing it, like Evil Superman. I read, what's that? It's like a 3-issue, kind of a thick 3-issue story, Red Sun by Mark Millar, where it's like an Elseworld story where Superman is quote unquote evil. It's where he crashes in Soviet Russia instead of America, and so he becomes like super Soviet essentially.
Oh, cool.
that's not evil Superman, because even when he's Soviet, he's like an idealist of the communist ideal. He never hurts America. Like, he's not evil. He's a communist. There's a difference. I know we view communism as evil, and yeah, I think it is. In the end, it's carried out, but Brightburn is not Red Sun. Totally different. This is an actual just a villainous Superman.
I'm glad they got to make to do it because I think it falls somewhere in. It's not parody, but it's very close to the origins of Superman.
Oh yeah.
So I'm glad they got to do it. Well, Warner Brothers. So wasn't Warner Brothers behind this too?
I think it might have been Sony. I can't remember.
James Gunn is so vilified, yet he's talented. Yet he's talented at his works. What do you think of James Gunn now?
I was always against. Well, okay, you had Roseanne happen, all right?
And
she made quote unquote racist tweet joke or whatever about Valerie Jarrett, this secretary or official in the Obama administration. She was born in I think an Islamic state. She's Islamic or like Islamic family, but she's black. And Roseanne said she looks like Planet of the Apes had a child with like some terrorist group or something. And that was just like how she looks. Or like she looks like she does. She has the same facial structure like the ape mask from the chimps in Planet of the Apes '68. But Roseanne didn't know she didn't know what she was. It was just a joke on her actual look. Mm-hmm. And she got fired. She got canned, and it derailed Roseanne reboot. And then you find 10 years of kind of explicit child sex jokes and everything, and I think other stuff, Holocaust and everything else. All these bad no-nos that if like Trump said this, like this would that'd be a nail in his coffin, or anyone like Ben Shapiro, whatever. But this guy says it, and he's anti-Trump, so he's just like whatever. And it's that double standard that
well, here's what it'd be different if he was trying to be better, but not throwing stones first too. That's my main issue with him. His past is so shady, and then he's the first one to throw a stone. I don't like what Roseanne said either, but I think it was blown way out of proportion, and I think there was a huge missed opportunity to cover racism on the show. Maybe have Roseanne, the character, say something to someone and cover that on the show. Wouldn't that be groundbreaking television? Big missed opportunity, I think.
Yeah. My biggest thing with James Gunn, it's not even the pedo joke tweets and all that. It's like I'm all for free speech, even stuff I don't like. I'm in war campaign. We meme people. If you put stuff in public, that's open to be memed, and that kind of crosses over into free speech and joking. I don't have to like it. I have to support like the joke to support your right to say it, not get censored or shut down. But my thing with James Gunn is I'm fine with supporting him, fine with giving him money in some way, whatever his check is for producing or putting his name on Brightburn. He's a great creator. Super is amazing. It's got Dwight from The Office. But my problem is that Disney wants to be like, we're the family company, and we're going to, make homogenized, one size fits all entertainment for, your 1-year-old to your 99-year-old grandma. Everyone's going to like it because it's, sanitized. And then you got, super pedo joke and other stuff Gun on your team. And it's just like, I don't know. It's kind of two-faced.
I agree. My other problem was I think he should have just stepped away from Guardians of the Galaxy and had someone else come in, because Guardians of the Galaxy 2 was boring to me. This is my problem with these directors attaching themselves to existing properties. Yes, he had a fresh take. He made Guardians of the Galaxy popular, but he's not the creator. So I don't like that he's going back to 3. I preferred him move on, do other things. Are you excited that he's back for 3?
I think, I was actually wanting to see Waititi do it. I didn't know Waititi would actually get a Thor 4. There's a few things I didn't like about Thor 3. Not the comedy. I like the comedy. I just wish it didn't, take away from like I was actually watching Thor yesterday, and I'm like, man, all of this, in space, Middle Earth kind of, Arthurian legend stuff. Like, I love it. And then you get into like, oh, he's in New Mexico in modern day, and it's like, this doesn't match. I get it's fish out of water, but Wonder Woman did it way better than Thor did with like mixing the two elements. But yeah, like Thor and Dark World's fine. It is one of the weakest of the MCU, but it's way better than Incredible Hulk.
I like the Dark World. I mean, it's not my favorite, but
there's elements of 3 I don't like. I won't get into that, but overall, I like the feel and the freshness, and I thought that'd be really good for Guardians. But now he's doing Love and Thunder. Yeah, maybe I'll give it a chance. Well, I'll give it a chance for sure from the library. If I don't, uplift my boycott, which I doubt I will. But
oh yeah, you're going hard. What do you think's going to happen with the Rise of Skywalker and people actually putting some bite with their bark? I think it's going to get records again, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, I mean,
I think everyone's all talk.
Yeah, see, it's weird trying to judge the sales and everything because there is a vested effort, I think, by Disney. I think the Captain Marvel stuff for the bought tickets, I think it's a real thing to question. People think it's crazy, but if they're willing to drop $70 billion to kill competition and buy a few IPs, it's not crazy that they would spend half $1 billion.
They could probably write it off as a marketing expense or something.
Yeah, but not only that, but all right, people think it's why would they throw away $500 million for Captain Marvel or whatever? It's like, well, you're only throwing away about $250 because you get half of that back. It's the same with the GoFundMe. When it's the difference between grassroots people all across like Harlem and stuff for Black Panther, pushing Black people to go see Black Panther as like some event for Black people, which is just weird to me because I'm half Black. I don't think that way, but that was grassroots. None of the actors pushed that as far as I've ever found. But Captain Marvel going on Ellen saying, oh, go support the GoFundMe to go see my movie I get paid for. That's where he crossed the line, and they already did that. Who's to say they didn't buy the tickets just to put it back in our faces? It was after Solo. They were clearly aware of, oh God, these YouTubers, they keep talking. They instill the boycott. Jeremy definitely was a big part of my boycott diet leading into Solo. I paid for Deadpool because I didn't know Fox was going to get bought. So I was it wasn't because Jeremy, I was already going to boycott, but that was just, that steady diet of, boycott spirited content, so like it had an effect. And I think that effect gave them a game plan to deflect for Captain Marvel, along with their connections to Fandango.
Oh yeah. When they put the movies up for sale too, I think they can movie companies could buy real estate on the site, and they may only have certain movies available to pre-order that weekend too. Also with Disney contracts, opening weekend, they have to follow the contract so strictly that I think a lot of pre-order ticket sites are so worried about where the Disney screens are going to show that they kind of drop off the rest of the films in the theater and worry about them later.
Yeah, I can add to that. Okay, so before Last Jedi, there was some issue with LA Times. They did a report or something about the relationship of the area with Disneyland and how it wasn't a good article for Disney for PR. And so they blacklisted the LA Times press for Thor Ragnarok. All right. So Thor Ragnarok was actually the first movie, if I'm correct, that pushed for this kind of new Disney box office deal where it's like 65% cut and up to 70 if you don't show it for 4 weeks in your biggest theater. All right. So then Last Jedi did that. Now, I don't know if Solo did that, because of like the downward trend from Last Jedi and the sentiment. I don't know if they kept up with that, but yeah, they have a history of strong arming, and it goes back to even Tarantino with Hateful Eight, which I think was before Ragnarok. So there's this weird history of Disney just trying to buy everything up, and now you got HBO. I haven't looked in the article, but I saw this article I needed to read over. Ryan tweeted out too. It was like HBO Max or something, theaters or something. So that's a Warner Brother company. So
Yeah.
what I've been talking about, theaters getting bought up by movie companies, Universal, Disney, Sony, and others. It's starting to happen, it seems. Regal already has a deal with Disney, so it's not far-fetched.
So with that, what you're saying there, it's going to be pretty devastating to the small theaters that aren't part of the big chain.
Yeah. Okay, where I'm from, I don't have a theater in my town. There's a smaller town that has like a little cutesy two-sided theater, and it's only open for like 3 days a week. So sometimes they'll show older stuff, or they'll have like one movie a week or whatever. That can make money because they're in a small place. People don't want to go all the way across the border to Texas to go to the big theater or something, or go north or east or west of bigger cities. So things like that, little niche theaters can do well, but they're not going to be any kind of group effort of theaters kind of aligning. And I don't know, I'm a capitalist, so it's a weird thing where I see the problem of kind of monopoly laws starting to be a worry, but I am someone that thinks adapt or die kind of philosophy about business.
Okay, fair point. It really makes you think though. You're saying they're going to buy up. They are buying up these theaters. Are they going to show stuff there, or are they going to do a combo with their streaming service, like connected to like a movie pass service too? Once they own these theater chains,
I think what they'll do, and this will tie into streaming to help boost streaming more so than it already is, because Netflix has billions, but they lose billions. They're in the red technically. I'm not sure how it works exactly, how they function, but they're in a lot of debt, so that's why they keep pumping out stuff where it's like it's just never ending cycle.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an empire. Like you play Roman games or Empire games. You get so big where you have to keep taking more, or like retaking your own population or something, so you get new money in your coffers. It's never ending. It's that's why things always have to fail at some point. Like Sears, it was a staple of America, but it finally failed. Kmart, stuff like that. Walmart will go out eventually if it's not Disney-fied, which it kind of is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But my idea with the streaming is they'll do something like El Camino, or a film event from Game of Thrones or something like that, or they'll get you hooked on like the Obi-Wan series and like, hey, we're gonna go out with a bang, an actual quadrilogy, if you will. Like say they do 3 seasons of Obi-Wan, and they'll like go out when they think that's it. They're like, well, we'll go out one last time with you, and you got to go to the Disney theater though. It'll be something like that. Well, they're going to get you hooked on streaming where it's low cost, low investment. You get hooked, and then the finales or whatever, you got to go to the theater and pay 3 times the price. That's my idea.
It's probably going to happen. It's logical the way Disney works, and man, is it going to be hard to boycott Disney when you want to see a different film and you have to go to a Disney theater and they get a cut anyway. Oh boy.
Well, the other thing too is that okay, we were talking about like classic film. Alien is 40 years old this year, and they got some documentary that's come out about. I want to see. I've been seeing it advertised on YouTube. Die Hard, 68, Planet of the Apes, Predator. Those are all owned by Disney out there, classic films. You're talking about vaulting. Not only do you, it's kind of hard now since there's so many clips on the internet and all that to truly vault them, but they can, re-release them in their theaters. Where it's like, look, it's, our property, and we're letting you experience it. You were too young. You weren't born yet when it came out, but you can go to the theater and be like your parents and see it in theaters, They'll play that con.
Yeah, buy used, go get a Blu-ray. I know you can't see in the theater that way, but home theaters, certainly.
Yeah, I totally agree.
We got to get back to some chats because I'm way behind. Chubby Teddy says, what's your favorite Star Wars EU comic? I'm not into the EU yet. Lethal Lightning has a book club, so If you're interested in if you're interested in getting the EU, he is a Fandom Menace channel, but he's doing something good, so I got to give him props. Him and Ryan Kinnell are doing an EU book club. Go contact them. Tell them the Madman sent you and say, hey, I want to join in. All right, Smack by the Mac. I'm more pumped up for this Irishman than anything else that's coming out, or the entirety of 2019. I am too. I have to check the date that it's premiering. This is how far back I am on the chat. Yeah, I did bring you back. Terrell Chapman, if you had to choose 1 to 3 people to rewrite the new trilogy, who would it be? I'd like Matt Reeves. Well, Matt Reeves, I don't know if he's a writer too. I'm really looking forward to the new Batman. Who did the Joker? Who's the name of the director?
Todd Phillips.
Todd Phillips. I'm very interested in his future. Oh, I know how you feel. You're a little mixed on the Joker, though. Is that right?
No, I'm not mixed. I gave it a 7 out of 10 for lack of originality, because it's so on the nose with kind of just being the inverse ending of Taxi Driver. Taxi Driver is like a warped hero, and this one follows the same kind of beats in a way, but it's just a warped villain. So, and you have De Niro. That's very on the nose.
I think it touched me more personally. It touched me, Angus.
Yeah, no, I related a lot. Being a nerd and growing up as a fat kid in school and all that,
Yeah.
being in Star Wars. I was in football, so I got along with jocks, but I was kind of isolated with most of my interests. I still play with Legos today. That's always been stuff like that's been a part of me. So there's that whole incel crap or whatever. I think they use that for an insult in all the articles, but there's that kind of growing up in our kind of fandoms and stuff. You can relate to that aspect of loneliness with the Joker.
Mm-hmm. I just, because of my own mental illness, dealing with it and visiting my father and grandmother in psychiatric wards, there's a lot there. And like you said, when you're growing up, but we'll get on to another topic here. Have you seen Batwoman? I personally thought it was okay, and everyone is just exaggerating. I saw the first episode. I haven't gone back to watch the others yet. I want to. I don't think it was horrible. I don't think it was good either. I'm not sure. I'll go back to it eventually. There needs to be more objectiveness for sure. Certainly. You got a good point on Celebration and Fandom Menace. Yes, there's a reason when people still had hope in Disney Lucasfilm before The Last Jedi came out that they weren't doing a con every year. But now they are doing a con every year. Zach Morris, all hail Mad Max. You don't have to hail me. Just come in and join the conversation. Don't bow or kneel to anyone. That's what I'm talking about. I don't bow or kneel to anyone. I'm not part of any team. I am starting an alliance of other teams too, but we'll talk more on that in another video. Too many SJW background writers who are cash hungry instead of talented. Fair point. Let me get back here. I heard you face Jeremy at one point, and I saw a little bit of a conversation, a video named Geeks and Gamers Faces His Critics. What happened, if you don't mind me asking? That's too much to get into one. I don't know if I want to go all into that. You saw the stream. That the majority of the info is in that stream on Ryan Kinnell's channel. I ain't kneeling. Joshua Tika, I ain't kneeling to anybody. Also, Zach is trash. There's a sub channel entitled Zach is Trash. I don't know about all that. All right, let me see. Angus, wake up. Tango, tango. All right. I'm so bad at this, Angus. I'm losing viewers.
It's a chore for sure. Even though it's
I need someone else to cover the. Can you have someone else cover the chat and all that, or? And
I mean, you could do like Campia, yeah. But he doesn't.
Well, I'm not hiring anybody.
Well, you don't have to hire. You just have a friend that just monitors. But they have to kind of know what you're interested in the chat versus what everyone's saying. So, like, you would have to build rapport with someone you trusted, like, kind of censoring in the way like they picked chats.
Oh, okay. Smacked by the Mac, Stanley Kubrick is turning in his grave. He'd probably have a lot to say about all this if he is alive.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I wanted to throw my my choice in the ring about the who I would have write Star Wars or rewrite.
Sure.
My favorite director, my favorite movie, Arrival, Denis Villeneuve.
Oh,
he's done Sicario. He did Blade Runner 2049 with Ridley Scott.
I didn't know he did Sicario.
Yeah, he did the first one. The second one's a different person, but I liked it all right. It's definitely different though. But he did Enemy. I want to say there's a couple more he's done that I like. But yeah, I was hoping when they said Gareth Edwards from Monsters and Godzilla for Star Wars, I was like, holy crap. And then you see the product and it's like they really hindered him. And there's a lot of talk about the Benioff and Weiss leaving. Why? I think ultimately, whatever the arguments are about Game of Thrones or Kathy or Feige or Iger or whatever, ultimately, I think they left on their own because of creativity. Because they go from Game of Thrones where they can, retool a rape of a character to be a main character and trigger everyone and still go to have like the biggest finale ever on TV on, an adult, like, private streaming service or, channel on DirecTV. They have to pay extra for. To go into Star Wars with Disney, where it's like, you got to worry about the kids, and Star Wars is for kids, and this and that. And it's, that whole, tangent that is in control of Star Wars. But, with the Villeneuve, I was hoping they would get someone like him, if not him, to do a Star Wars movie, like at least a spinoff where it's like less ramifications for the story. If he goes off the deep end or something like too crazy for people. Or, I would love to see him and like Shyamalan team up for like a Marvel film or something like it. Start their own kind of, Unbreakable universe, something. I don't know. But I really love Villeneuve, and I think he's got a good vision. I don't know how much he writes because I know everyone's triggered about Dune, them changing a character to a woman.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know if he wrote that or, it's like, it's just what the company wants.
Oh, Snowdub's here. You're on, Dub.
Hey,
Snowdub.
I haven't talked to you about Snowdub.
It's a mad stream.
It's mad cow disease.
I'm already been on an hour. Oh no. We'll keep going. I don't want to be a 7-hour cringe fest. What are
7 hours? Well, you don't have a bunch of PayPal me and GoFundMe and a bunch of stupid links you're throwing up for 7 hours at least.
Oh, I could bring up the Volume 1 Stephen Walton book again. We did that on we did that on B levels. It's actually getting some traction now. I think it has like go support. Oh, why am I all pixelated? Hold on.
Oh no, it's pixelated Mad Max.
Here comes the meme.
No, I love Steven. I'm glad I could do whatever I did for him to start getting seen for the book and everything months ago. I can't wait to read it. I'm excited to see this first volume, how it does and what audience it builds. That's what I'm talking about. It's like only him and Rookie Critic have tried to do anything like Comicsgate and actually make a product from the Fandom Menace or just a creation, because Rookie hasn't really sold products thus far, but he's made, digestible content that's not just commentary. So, I know you have your opinions there, whatever, about it, Max, but I hope it does well. I hope all these volumes do well and really say something.
Just to give you, it has 49 backers right now. So 23% of its flexible goal, 26 days left if you're interested.
What's the goal? I haven't looked at the page yet.
6,250.
Okay.
And he says he's ready to. It's not like a comic slate type thing. He says he's ready to ship it once he gets a certain number. So take that for what it's worth.
Yeah,
I've known
I saw he updated today on his
Stefan
channel.
for.
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
sorry.
what?
Angus.
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, I saw he did an update today on his channel about it. So I'm excited. But yeah, go on, Snow.
I'll just say I've known him a long time too. Pretty much the same amount of time Angus has, and he's a genuine guy. He's definitely passionate. Wears his heart
Okay.
on his sleeve, type of thing. He may be a little misdirected, I would say, in certain aspects, but his passion's definitely there, and so I'll give him kudos for that, man. The guy's did everything he could to try and make this thing happen, and so far he's made a pretty good impression, as far as his fans and the people following him. So, I got to give the guy respect.
Okay.
I don't like the cover of the book personally. I
Oh,
don't like it.
You know what? I make fun of it a little bit, but fair points. He's doing what he believes in. He's actually finished the book. He's just waiting for a certain number of backers, and then he said he's gonna ship them out quick. So, if you're interested,
Yeah, he's trying to get them out before Rise of Skywalker, or right in conjunction with its release.
all right. Let me see here. Aussie console gamer. I see that Jeremy has now predictably. Aussie console gamer. I like him a lot. He's not like me. He's not a Jeremy fan. I see that Jeremy has now predictably flip-flopped on Benioff and Weiss 3 months ago when he's saying their involvement with Star Wars would be a disaster. Now he's saying it's a disaster that they're gone. What are your thoughts on that? Fair point, I guess. Yeah.
Oh, I don't watch Jeremy anymore, so I don't keep up with him. That's just brutally honest.
All right, fair. Okay.
I can't. He doesn't do it for me anymore, Max.
Do I do it for you?
Well, I got sick of. You made a video a couple weeks ago where you really kind of highlighted what I've been noticing, and that's the whole, pimping the hate. And you get so sick of hearing negative every damn video.
Yeah.
And me being more of a comedic channel, I want to laugh. And yeah, it's funny the first time, but it's not funny every damn video. That's where it's at.
Totally agree. It's the same talking points over and over and over again. It gets you the clicks and the engagement easily, but
Yeah.
I can't. It's the same content. That's my view. Also, if you're on the live stream right now, I don't show from my own channel, but you weren't welcome to say, "Hey, check out my channel. This is what I offer," because this is a different audience, maybe a different audience than you normally have. So go ahead.
Oh, as far as I'm concerned, usually I'm a puppet. So that's probably the big difference between me and a lot of channels. I do a funny show called the Ribbit and Bigot Show every Saturday night. So if you're looking for some laughs, check out my channel. I got some funny stuff on there. I got some pretty good music too if you're into kind of the West Coast old school hip hop funk.
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate the plug.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Angus. I really value both of you trying to tackle both sides of an argument. I think you both really try hard, more than a lot in the movement, and I appreciate that. Especially you talking to me still. A lot don't talk to me anymore.
Oh yeah, that's what happens, man. When people get real, you get a lot of drop off before maybe you find your niche or you become a smashing success, or whatever. If that happens for you, I don't know. I ultimately, even though I'm Fandom Menace, and that's kind of what keyed me off to start making content, being a bullshitter. I could probably say my first video was a very happy, overjoyed review of A Quiet Place, John Krasinski. I just loved it so much. I just finished a science class about astronomy and searching for life, the Fermi paradox and all that. So the alien really intrigued me, like its biology. And just the performance, the writing, it was fresh. But I'm feminist. I've had negative content, but I try to be thoughtful. I don't try to be outraged or anything.
Right.
You know, like someone was talking about Batwoman earlier. I know you were trying to get me to watch, or let's all watch the first episode, the pilot, this and that. And it's like, no, see, I did a Batwoman video, like kind of reflecting on the trailer. I didn't do a reaction. I reflected on it, and I don't know. As opposed to Brie Larson, I kind of regret it. Not for the things I said, but just kind of being on the wagon with it, because it's like, I don't care about the CW. This isn't going to be a battleground for against the SJWs. This is like a niche little thing. Most comic fans of the CW, they're either super hardcore and just accept whatever they get because they want to see the character, or they're like the dumb kids in college that think socialism's great because their teacher says it. That's not the real battleground, and I don't care about the series or the character. It's not the main movies. And so, for her to take it for months and finally just say, oh, there's other stuff for white men to watch. It's like, yeah, I don't blame you. And I'm not going to hit at you unless you actually.
Yeah. It was pretty tame comment. It wasn't that, after all she's taken, and the culture war, there's not winning for either side. It's going to exist in the future. What are you going to do? It's not going to be non-existent. You just have to do better characters. That's all.
Yeah. My whole thing though is, I'm not a fan of all these channels that I follow doing Batwoman stuff because I've never seen them be CW fans or never make that part of their channel.
Right.
And now they're like hate watch reviewing every episode.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing to me, man.
It is.
I don't get, like people watch stuff because it's so bad it's good, like The Room. I don't get that. I want to watch stuff I like. If I hate it, I might break it down because it's just so monumental, like Last Jedi, because Star Wars is not just movies. It's a reflection of humanity.
Okay.
But ultimately, I give this example with Star Wars only. I don't know if you heard it, but and this is like a brutal kind of example, but I'm trying to put it in perspective, showing something more extreme. All right, women, sometimes girls, get raped. It might be their first sexual encounter. They get raped. They get ravaged. They may lose reproductivity, abilities. It might be so harsh for them. But a lot of these people, a lot of these women, they eventually, however they eschew their lives after this event, they get back to life, and they might, get back in a hetero relationship with a man and everything. They might have kids and everything despite the trauma that they face. They might have the child from a rape even, They live, they move on. Very few I've seen, regardless of the trauma and how it affects them going forward, actually steer their whole lives away from this kind of engagement because it was a bad person that did something bad with this good act, And so we're crying for 2 years about a movie, okay? Mm-hmm. And it's like at some point, accept what's coming for later on in this, universe, or just enjoy what you had, And that's kind of where I'm at, where it's like, yeah, I can still talk about The Last Jedi and point out things, but I'm not focused on. I'm looking for the future. I'm trying to find what good I can from Rise of Skywalker, what good I can find in Star Wars content, or just accept that Lucas was the key to it all, and without him, it's devoid of its meaning. It's just a blockbuster title, That's what I try to be rational. That's where I'm at. So it's like women get raped and they end up having kids and marriages afterwards. You saw a bad movie.
Yeah.
Right.
I went all for it. Oh, no problem. I went all in it on the hate for The Last Jedi too, but I'm just at this point, I'm like, in the boycott, I'm still personally going to boycott, but I really don't believe people are going to back up their words. I think they're just going to show up. So I'm kind of sitting back a little bit more on that and just trying to, like you said, Angus, trying to find stuff I actually like. I'm a huge Star Wars fan still. There's lots of, I collect Blu-rays and Steelbooks. There's lots of movies, classics I could go back to. And when something does come to the theater, I'll give it a shot, especially if it's not Disney, which there's very few of that now. So I am going to give the Terminator a fair shot. I know there's mixed reactions. It's pretty split. Some people say it's garbage. No one says it's great. I know that. But I've also been trying to avoid reviews and spoilers too. So.
Yeah, about the Batwoman thing. It's funny. I caught it when it first came out, the very first trailer, and I did a trailer reaction. I was kind of in the middle of doing reactions there for a while, testing the waters. And to this day, it's one of my most viewed videos that I have on my channel. And I laughed about it, made fun of it a little bit, poked some fun at it, and I may have made like one follow up something on it or something like that, and then I let it go because the joke was over, and I was like, I'm not going to watch it, and there it is. I laughed at the trailer and I moved on. And so that's why I don't understand the beating the dead horse mentality. When you do that, people that don't necessarily lean on your side, they're checking you out for the first time, and they're seeing your first few videos, and every one of them still beating on that same dead horse.
Yeah.
It's I would see the repetition in it. Now, as far as Terminator goes, my son is, he's 9 years old. He's a huge fan of Terminator 2. I mean, he watches it probably once a week, and he's begging me to take him to this movie. And I'm not liking what I'm seeing so far. I'll be bloody honest on this, but I'm going to take him just because he loves the franchise so much. And I'm very curious to see his take on it, as
Sure.
a young fan, and then to see how he digests, what quote unquote the wokeness of this movie is, and see if he even if he grabs it, the concept of it. He may not even see that. He may see just the action of it. So
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how that works from a mind that hasn't been corrupted with all the wokeness or hate this or all that BS. A kind of a fresh perspective. So it'll be interesting.
I'll be interested to know what he thinks of it too.
Yeah,
let me
maybe I'll
know.
do a video on it.
Yeah, that would be great. I think that's a great idea.
Cool.
A fresh perspective with all we're old guys here. We got a lot of baggage.
Right.
So I'm gonna give it a fair shot. I'm happy that Linda Hamilton's back, and I'm happy. I actually did not want. They go back to Arnie so much, but at least he's an old Arnie in this one, old Terminator, and not a CGI fest. So we'll see.
Yeah, and I've heard Linda Hamilton, did well in this role. It's her role, obviously. So to see her back in it, even if the story ain't the greatest, that'll be a treat, to see her back again.
I was just thinking, I'm not a huge. Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry if I missed your chats. I'm just gonna jump so we're kind of fresh because I was way back.
Yeah, I was just gonna say I would love to see something silly, like just purposely, like I don't know, get Andy Serkis to be a Terminator, but it's like something like Gollum or I don't know, Pee Wee Herman, or I don't know, have Tim Burton do a Terminator movie like Beetlejuice or something. Just I want something wacky, because like you try to take it serious and it's just like 1 and 2, it's done, So it's just 3, I guess, tried something new. Salvation I like, but I'm not a big Terminator fan, so I don't know all the sins it does to the series. I'm just kind of like, Terminator was this 6th or 7th movie. I'm good, you're just confusing people with all this time travel.
I think Salvation was on the right track, and then studio interference and bringing back Arnie for that CGI scene. I think it was going a certain way, and then towards the last third of the movie, they wanted to cram in Arnie and everything again.
Yeah. Hey, Max, I gotta go in a minute. But I just wanted to engage Dakari, if that's cool, and then I'll head out. He's somehow Nerdrotic was pissed at the Mandalorian. I'm not sure if Dakari's seen my kind of take or heard him in streams, but when April came, we were all wondering what was going to go down with Celebration. I actually went to a Star Wars burlesque show up in Cleveland, and so I just did a candid video in the car talking about the 4 major things released: the Clone Wars trailer, Jedi Fallen Order, Mandalorian, and Episode 9. And I said, against everyone else in the fandom, I was like, Episode 9 is the only thing I'm excited about. And it's like, whoa, how can you? Even with like all these new Mandalorian, I still feel the same way because. Certain talking points of the feminists I agree with for sure. even if there's kind of differences of opinion and other things. And that's with, the whole like woke stuff with like color swapping, race, color, gender, sexual orientation. That swapping we're seeing for no reason doesn't really help the plot or give a different perspective. So I anticipate something like that, some sort of at least subtle messaging of white man bad or male or whatever, with the black female lead Jedi for the Fallen Order game.
Okay.
Mandalorian, we haven't really got anything about an actual plot. Haven't garnered anything from the trailers as far as an actual plot. Or it's just like, oh, look, this was supposed to be Boba Fett, but now it's a show, and it's not Boba Fett, but you think it is. What else? Clone Wars, after Captain Marvel, when you listen to Ahsoka's season 5 dialogue and the new dialogue from her and another female, it's very like hero, so everyone's like, yay, Clone Wars is back. Like, I don't want Clone Wars from Disney. Leave it alone. They're going to make it woke, they're going to make Ahsoka some, hero, and she's going to say, the character with her in the trailer saying something about, oh, the bottom of Coruscant's better than the top with all those Jedi making their wars. And it's like, oh God, they're going to go on this whole Rian Johnson idea of what the Jedi were in the prequels and just ruin it, and give us this kind of, like, I'm not going to play by your rules kind of Captain Marvel vibe. I'm anticipating that.
It's very possible.
So yeah, that's why with Rise of Skywalker we had Last Jedi. So it can only go up or stay the same at worst as far as like delivery and enjoyment. So that is why so I'm not on board with The Mandalorian. It looks great with no context.
Yeah.
So, like, it looks pretty, but I'm not sold.
To his point there, does anyone know what Nerdrotic was on about? What his problem with it is? The Mandalorian?
I haven't watched it, but I'm sure I can guess. It's probably, him picking and choosing parts of it that doesn't match up to what he believes Star Wars should be. Mm-hmm. When I saw the trailer for the first time, I saw a passion project. I saw somebody that was trying to make something that, they probably played out as a kid with their own action figures at one point, and definitely not in a Rian Johnson type of style. So it got me a little excited. I ain't gonna lie. I was looking at it like, wow, this could be good. Now that said, there, like Angus, to his point, there is no plot. We don't know what exactly this is about yet. Mm-hmm. But from a visual perspective, it's gorgeous, and Disney tends to deliver on the prettiness. So I'll definitely use haste. Well, I am interested.
Something that I saw right in the trailers that's missing in all these sequel trilogy movies is the action was solid right in the trailer. Great action. It looked like I don't know if the character was in an outfit too, not a CG character, when the Mandalorian was facing off him in the most recent one. So I'm excited about that.
It looked like Bosk. I'd have to slow it down, but I love how they're bringing all these old bounty hunters in from Empire Strikes Back. I actually have a poster of all those guys lined up with Darth Vader in the front, kind of leading the pack. And so I think I've seen just about every one of those original bounty hunters at some point or time in the trailer. The only one I haven't noticed. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Are you watching the episode 1 when it premieres?
I gotta find somebody I can go over and hang out with. I'm gonna try and do a Max move. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to my father's house. He's disabled. He's at home all day long. So, and he's got an app, a Roku TV, so it's easy for him. So that's where I'm gonna watch it.
There you go.
Max, I appreciate you letting me on. Snow, it's great to finally chat again. We've not been able to cross paths over the phone lately. But for everyone that likes Batwoman, if you're watching this or watch the replay, so what I want to shill for is Rhodes Rants. Join the Rhodes Squadron. He's a real CW fan. He's been covering every little thing he finds outside of Star Wars content. I don't know. I haven't watched the Batwoman content because I'm not a fan of Batwoman. I don't care. So it's like, why watch something I don't know about? But he seems to be a real fan of just the CW. So even if you don't like his opinion or don't like Fandom Menace, whatever, give him a chance because he's a legitimate fan. and maybe you can get him on a show sometime and schedule. I can never schedule with my stream times with him, but yeah, take care, man. Take care, Snow.
Sure.
Take care, chat. Thanks for engaging me, and sorry if you get triggered by me, but I tell you how.
Triggered.
Good night, man.
All right, good night.
Later, Vegas.
Yeah, I like Rhodes rants. We could have them on. What I'm planning to do with this, though, is just with the Fandom Alliance Network, just have fan live, and when I can, and just have people pop in and out constantly.
I like it.
If you're following me on Twitter, if you want to be on the show and you're a fan and don't just want to be a menace, you want to be a fan, pop in. And I also don't want fan to become fanboy. I think fanboy is a dirty word again, because we shouldn't just follow things regardless of the quality. If you go up and if you have major problems with the sequel trilogy and you still go up and pay for your ticket, you deserve what you get, is my thoughts.
I agree.
So,
yeah.
How are you doing tonight? I don't know much longer you want to stay on. I don't want to do too long, but we could talk a few more minutes.
Yeah, whenever you want to cut off here, bud, no problem. I'm doing great. Been working on my top 20 scary movie countdown here. I've been going through my favorite scary movies, trying to get a list going of different videos for people to check out. So if you need a scary movie to pick for Halloween tonight, I'm trying to give a good list.
That's a great idea. I have to check it out. I saw it in my feed. I just didn't have. It's really hard to keep up if everyone watch everyone's videos. Yeah. That's one I really want to watch. My wife is more into horror than I am, so it would be perfect for me that doesn't watch a lot to get some good picks. Did you see? Sure. Did you see Brightburn?
I did, and it was okay. You know, okay. I would. Since I watch a lot of horror movies, there was some parts of it where it was kind of, oh, well, that was expected, Yeah. But there was a couple good twists and turns in it too, so it's worth a watch. That's for sure.
Did you see It Chapter 2 yet? My wife really wants to watch that.
I have not. I've seen the first chapter, and I've heard kind of blah reviews about the second one. So it didn't fire me up to go see it. I always want to hear the second one's better than the first, and I kept hearing first was better than the second.
Okay.
So I don't know. It probably still worth seeing, I guess, if you're a fan.
Oh, Christy's here. I'm still lurking for work.
Hey, Christy.
Oh yeah, I'm monetized. I just I try to. People think I'm against it completely. I'm not. I just think it goes too much to a point where you're just camping. I don't want to ever charge. This is just not many people agree with me on this point. I don't want to ever have my viewers, and I don't treat you like subs or fans. You're equals to me, just like Snow's my equal. I don't ever want to charge people to ask a question on any of my shows. So I'm sticking to that. I have super chats, the monetization of that turned off. So I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but my videos do have monetization on.
You don't want your sweet super chats?
No, I'm here for I'm here for fun, for friends, for fandom. I'm not here to. I have a job. I'm not against people making it their job either, but it gets to Shilling for. I'll leave that for another episode.
Right. That's a whole another stream there, buddy.
Yeah. Yova Rhodes, great to see you live streaming, man. The rise of the Fandom Alliance Network. Yes. Or you could just say Fandom Alliance for short, but yeah, Fandom Alliance Network. I actually thought about it hard while I was working, and Angus constantly saying, stop bitching and do something better. So it's my attempt to do something better. I don't know it. I don't feel that it will be super successful or that it necessarily needs to be. Just a good group of fans together. I don't think it's never going to be bigger than a Menace, but an alliance is something that I want to strive for.
I like it, and I'm kind of happy that I'm one of the quote unquote pioneers of it here. I think it's a great idea, and it's the only way we're going to move forward is by keeping the conversations open.
We need it. We do need an alternative. it's not going to cancel the Menace, but you need an alternative. Peyton Place also has something called the Fan Guard, and I'm planning to collab with her. Positive Movement for Fan Channels and Fandom, and she could just join the Fandom Alliance network and bring over her people, and we back and forth, and maybe be a fan guardian or so, I don't know. Maybe that sounds really soy. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm trying to get her to collab soon. She's a nice YouTuber. She kind of got treated a little poorly in the past. From what I've heard, I don't know the details, but she tries to be real positive, which I appreciate. And I definitely want to get Second Street in here sometime. Great guy.
Yeah, and he stays busy. That guy's got a video or a stream going just about every day, and much love to Second Street. I've been watching him grow like a weed. He's really dedicated to his stuff. And yeah, if you need updates on just basically what's going on in the comic world right now, he's your man.
I love it. I don't know how he gets all those comics. I saw a video where he's in a comic shop. So I don't know if he also works at one in his personal. I don't know. Man, he gets all those comics. Woo! He does like 10.
He's adamant about it. He even calls them polls. He gets his polls the week. That's when I knew he was a real collector. I was like, oh wow, he says polls instead of just grabbing comics.
I know a lot of people that watch YouTube are all about Comicsgate, but it just proves to show you that the regular comic industry is not as dead as they say either.
No, it's not.
There's a lot there. So, Second Street Marvel, we're gonna get you on soon. I might end this. I don't want to go to 2 hours. What the hell?
Okay. Yeah, man. Starting to turn into a charity stream, man.
Yeah. I don't have anything to plug. If I had something to plug, I could go 7 hours. Hybrid 95. This has been a great first episode. Yeah, this was mainly just a test. And then some great friends dropped by, so I wanted to keep going.
Yeah, much love to the chat. You got up there for a minute. I think I seen you around 26, 27 people watching. So not a bad first stream, Max.
Oh, cool. Smacked by the Mac. He's pretty intense. You think I'm intense? He's pretty intense. This has been a great first episode. Yeah, we'll try to get you on, Mac. Again, keep the intensity. I'm not against censoring, but we also don't want to get this. I don't know how the stream on YouTube works. If there's too much swearing or what, if they cancel the monetization or what, I have no idea. I don't know. Have you had experience in the past with streams being demonetized or anything from content? I have no idea. So,
yeah, I'm not there yet. I'm not monetized. I do know that I'm your moderator now. That if I'm in your chat and you need me to throw a link up, just yell at me and be like, "Hey, Snow, throw so and so's link up for me," and I can drop their YouTube channel right there in the chat.
Sure. If you do get a chance to watch The Mandalorian, we could do a collab for that on a review, or just because I want to watch it right away.
I do too.
I think we're going to end this soon, so this will be the last comment. Kristen Garcia, have you seen the Terminator TV show, Terminator: The Sarah Connor Chronicles? I have. Have you, Snow?
Yes. Long time ago. It was a few years ago now.
I really think
I liked it.
Yeah, I wish they would bring it back now that she's done with Game of Thrones.
Right.
Lena Headey. It'd be a perfect time to bring it back. The showrunner is one of the writers for the new movie. I did not know that. All right.
Yeah, I even like the girl that played the female Terminator. I can't think of her name, but
I think we all loved her. So.
Yeah.
I remember her for sure.
For sure.
Yeah, she was in Firefly too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I forget her name. I remember her, but I forget her name. How do I say? Will this automatically be viewable later once I end the broadcast, or do I have to do anything different?
Yeah, it uploads on its own. Okay. And then I know it takes like an hour or so before the live chat shows up again, like it downloads it or something. So you won't see the live chat right away until like an hour later. Then you'll see it kind of pop in.
Yeah, I don't want to be like Jeremy and delete a stream because you guys contributed. So I just didn't want to lose it. So if I end broadcast, it'll automatically come up. Okay.
Yep.
All right. So we're going to say goodnight. Again, anything else you want to say or when you
smash that like button?
All right. Yes. Thanks, Snow. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right, Max. Have a great night, bud.
You too. Bye.